Hey everyone, welcome to the Echo Lens, the podcast where we view assistive technology through the eyes of lived experience. I'm your host, Kenisha Coon, and each episode we explore how dignity, design, and innovation intersect to empower blind and low vision communities. We're not just reviewing tech, we're reframing it. This is a space for truth-telling, for honoring the voices that often go unheard, and for challenging the industry to do what better. So whether you're a developer, a user, or someone who simply believes in equity, you're in the right place. This is the Echo Lens. Let's take a closer look. So hey everyone, welcome to today's podcast. Today we have Dana Barber, and Dana we connected with some research on trying to get in contact with folks around different states of the U.S. to see how we can be helpful with the Echo Lens and with the Echo Vision Foundation. And we connected with State Coordinator of Blind Services of the Alabama Department of Rehabilitation Services, Dana Barber. So, Dana, thank you for coming on our podcast today.
Thank you for having me.
Are you able to tell us a little bit, Dana, about your connection to the blind and low vision community, your journey a little bit, and how you ended up at the Alabama Department of State?
Yes. So I am connected through my journey.
Mm-hmm.
I have retinitis pigmentosa, which is a
Okay.
of the retina, and I was diagnosed at age 5. And my parents learned of the Alabama Department of Rehabilitation Services as I was graduating from high school. And so I, you know, got signed up for services through their vocational rehabilitation department and started receiving services. And at that time, I was legally blind. And, no, I was low vision at that time. And then at age 24, my vision decreased to legal blindness. And over time, still deteriorated to light perception only, which is still very dim. No functional vision at all, probably by the age of 30. But, being connected with the Alabama Department of Rehabilitation Services gave me the opportunity to do some training. So I went to the adult facility for training at the Alabama Institute for Deaf and Blind. And I learned um, how to use assistive technology. And now this was in 1999. And so
Okay.
a long time ago. um, and I also learned Braille and I learned to travel with a white cane uh,
Okay.
at training. And those three things convinced me that I wanted a career, not just a job. So I went to college at that point and I was 40 years old. And after receiving my bachelor's degree in management of human resources, I was fortunate enough to be offered a job with the Alabama Department of Rehabilitation Services, helping um, helping other clients with vision loss to become employed. Those
Okay.
those who had college degrees but didn't have a job. So I worked closely with them. And then I went back to school and received a master's degree in rehabilitation counseling. And I became rehabilitation, a vision rehabilitation therapist with the Alabama Institute for Deaf and Blind. And 5 years later, I switched over and was a vision rehabilitation therapist for the Department of Rehabilitation Services. And then a short while later, I applied for the coordinator position, and I have been in this position now for 10 years. In
Well,
this,
congratulations,
yep,
Dana. That's awesome.
in this position, I get to work in a lot of different capacities, but one of the major capacities is with transition services. We developed a program called College Quest, and in that program, we help students who are on a college track in high school attend a university in the summertime for 2 weeks. So they get to experience life in the 2 weeks in the life of a college freshman, we'll say. And they change classes and they all actually take a course for credit while they're there. And the focus is on their daily living skills and technology and social skills and traveling skills. I mean, just everything it takes to make it in college, not so much study skills and that sort of thing, but just what they need to be successful in college. And it's different for our students who have vision loss. They're very smart. Most of the students who attend have a GPA of 3.5 or to over 4.0. And it's not that they can't um, make the grade, and it's that they didn't have the daily skills they need. And assistive technology is one of those. We all know now that you can't get a college degree if you can't use a computer.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so assistive technology with using a computer, whether it be with JAWS or with a Zoom text, whatever, screen enlargement, whatever's needed, we we introduce that if they don't already know it, and if they do, then we try to enhance their skills while they're there. Technology is just the great equalizer for us, and we have got to be able to use it.
So I have a little bit of a question about your changes over time with technology. You said that, this journey with learning through the rehabilitation services started in 1999. How has technology for you changed since then compared to now?
It's gotten better and better.
Yeah.
Even with the telephones, 1999, it was a flip phone, and that I couldn't program myself. It was, I still had to memorize telephone numbers even to use it.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
unless someone else programmed it for me, and then I could somewhat use it. The iPhone came into my life in 2012, and I no longer have to memorize everyone's phone numbers anymore. Of course, that's
Yes.
not a thing to know them, but I don't have to memorize them anymore, and I can independently use my iPhone.
Love that.
Now, JAWS, I am totally blind, so JAWS is my software. So there have been improvements and updates with JAWS through the years, and have all been good. But the basics of it has stayed with me all of these years. It's just gotten as I've used it more and more, you become more familiar with it and learn more of the ways to use it.
Yeah, I am starting to use Fusion. So
Yes.
similar, a little bit different, I know, but it's
Mhm.
been definitely a journey of trying to learn this new technology, especially with if there's folks out there like me who have had the vision loss later in life. So we have had to like learn in a little bit of a different way.
Right.
But it's definitely been an interesting journey on how to learn to use it.
The learning curves are real. They're real steep.
What was your first experience with assistive technology that really shaped your perspective on, "Ooh, this is life changing"?
Well, I do believe it was, just from the beginning, being able to access information through using a computer.
Mhm.
It really convinced me. The three things that I learned while I was a student at the Alabama Institute for Deaf and Blind, you know, being able to travel independently again, being able to read again using Braille, and the information that I could receive from, using the computer. Those were the three things that convinced me to go back to school. And so, that was life changing for me to be able to go to college. I never thought I would have any type of further education. And, now I have a master's degree from Auburn University, War Eagle, and have been in my dream job for 10 years. And that's all because of what I learned many years ago and then have just kept using and kept advancing in it.
When it comes to the rehabilitation services that y'all offer at the department, what do you think are some of the most important things that folks should be focusing on? I know you said your top 3 that were for you, but what should folks be focusing on when they have to start that rehabilitation journey?
Acceptance of the blindness is huge. Told me that you were recently.
Yep, I still don't think I'm fully accepted yet.
Won't be, won't be years. And even now, many, many years into the blindness, and I still have frustrating times. And, we have our peace still. But I guess it's what you do with that pity party. You know, do you waller in it or do you, move on? My motto is you only have 2 choices. You either do or you don't. And my choice was to do. And to do means whatever it takes to accomplish that goal you've set for yourself. And so, there's different stages. Of course, a lot of times when you're trying to go through that adjustment period, you need peer support and the counseling and guidance that you can get through the agency. And support while you're going through your training, whatever that training may be. It just all fits right in together to help you accomplish that goal.
I love it. I was thinking a little bit on your journey and how, you went to college and, you really stepped in as a rehabilitation coach and now you're running a statewide program. And I see in a lot of the vision Facebook groups that I'm in, there's folks that are like, what kind of job can I do? Because I feel like I am so stuck and I can't do any of these, like you said, your dream job, and I think I'm doing part of my dream job too right now, right? Like what advice could we give to those folks that are like, I wanna know how to I can be able to do my dream job. I'm just stuck on if I can or not.
You have to step outside of your comfort zone and be willing to put yourself out there. Be willing to fail, but get back up again and do it over and over and over. And with that, you'll build confidence and people will come to know who you are and your determination and what you want to do. And people will say, I think if you do this, it'll help you get to reach your goal. So you can't hide behind it. You have to reach out. I think that is the key to it.
Yeah, asking for help, right?
You
I
have to
still
learn
have trouble with that.
it.
I
It's very,
do, I do.
very hard
Yeah.
to do, but it's something and we have to realize that
Yeah.
everybody at some point needs help.
It's
Don't
been interesting. The hardest thing that I'm trying to come to grips with is the driving part. I was driving on September 23rd, and then on September 24th, I could not. So it was very sudden. That's like a big transition that I'm trying to come to terms with of, well, that's not what I can do right now. There might be hope in the future, I'm hoping soon with special glasses or things like that, but there's not a lot of folks that are going to get that privilege to be able to have a special pair of glasses or binocular driving. And I'm thinking about that. I'm thinking about what you said about asking for help, and I struggle with, "Can I get a ride here?" or "Can I get a ride here from my friends or my people?" And then as a mom, my kids are like, "I wanna go do this," and I'm like, "Well, we can't do this right now because I can't drive there." And it's -5 outside.
it is
Because 'Cause I'm in
very
Michigan.
heartbreak
Yeah,
heartbreak
so
not to be able to carry
yeah.
your children just to get a soda down the road
Yes.
store,
That's all they wanna do.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
So definitely that's been a learning curve.
You know, hope and prayer, and things are coming a long way. Self-driving cars maybe one day.
Yeah.
My most recent purchase with technology. is the meta glass.
That was my next question. I was gonna say some of the assistive technology that you love or use. Okay, so meta glasses. I'm looking into them. What do you got for us on those?
Well, I'm sure I don't use them to their full capacity at this point yet either. Gosh, I can, you know, it's made selecting what I might prepare for dinner easier.
Uh-huh.
Not that I cook very often, but if I decide that, I want to put something together, it can read the labels to me, read the directions to me. They help me use my washer and my dryer and my microwave and um, pick out clothes to match. I can use them to walk to my daughter's houses. Just, gosh,
Endless opportunities that we're learning about, right? That we can be able to use the meta glasses for. Is there a device or a tool that you use that you wish was better or worked better? What's like your dream assistive technology device?
my dream assistive technology device. I guess it would be a car.
I was thinking along the same lines. I think for me too, it would be like a self-driving car. Now we have Tesla that does things to an extent, but
Mhm, mhm.
yeah, that would be amazing. I know that there's some ride shares that are completely self-driving that are
Yeah,
being tested
I
out.
was in San Francisco 2 summers ago, and I saw what do they call them? It's like a taxi.
Yeah,
It's not coming to me right now what those are,
okay.
but, just driving along the streets and picking up people getting in, people getting out, driverless Uber, That's pretty cool. I used to think, well, so what? If I had a car that could drive me, once it stopped, I wouldn't know where I was at.
Yeah.
Still wouldn't be able to do anything independently. But now with the meta glasses, I feel like, the car parks itself and you get out and you use Be My Eyes with the meta glasses and it tells you a person can tell you what your surroundings are and exactly how to walk into the store.
That is futuristic at its finest that we're seeing that we can do around here, right? Oh, I love it. So, in your advocacy work, what does that look like when you're helping whether it's youth or adults or other blind and low vision folks of all age ranges? Like, how are you staying connected to their needs and their voices when it comes to community work?
I think just being transparent with what the journey is really like. And you don't sugarcoat it. There's nothing easy about it. What takes a normal person or a sighted person may take us much, much longer to do, but you do it anyway. You just stick with it. You're an encourager. You try to inspire and just be that mentor so that someone can kind of follow your journey and see results themselves.
Yeah. Yes. So, what are some of your favorite parts of the work that you do?
Well, I love working with the students for sure. And I love working with our staff. We have wonderful counselors across the state. We have a vision rehabilitation therapist and orientation and mobility specialists across the state. I get to work with them all. And, I just enjoy putting together programs so that they can have training on the cutting edge of the new assistive technology that's coming out or whatever it may be, being able to offer programs where students can be prepared for the next whatever after high school. I guess working within our agency and working with students are my favorite parts of my job.
What are some of the things that you do for your mental health? This is a space as being in blind and low vision community. Sometimes we do have those struggles with deeper mental health connections. Might dig deeper on a different level, right? What are some things that you do to um, positively provide to your mental health or your self care?
Fortunately, I do not have any of the no loneliness, no sadness, no depression.
I love it.
And I'm glad about that. I've always had I
Mm-hmm.
had parental support. I have a wonderful family with a husband and 2 daughters and son-in-laws and grandchildren, and we all live close. We call our area where we live our compound because we all live close together.
Mm-hmm.
And so, my life is happy. Does it get frustrating sometimes? Yes, it does. And I'm okay with not being busy at this point in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I was younger, it was different. But, I'm content and I like to read. I love, some of the hobbies we do, boating and I enjoy going to movies now with, using the audio's description that's provided. And,
Mm-hmm.
there's just, I'm fortunate. Mental health for me, I guess, is just sitting down with a book and maybe taking a day off to rest. I'm
I love
thankful
it, Dana.
I'm good.
Your journey is so inspiring, and thank you for sharing with us. Is there anything that you would love to leave our audience with today? Like a final word of thought?
Just decide to do. Just because you can't see well doesn't mean you're significantly disabled. I say I'm significantly annoyed and just stay positive, stay positive. Know that there are people and agencies like ours that are out there to support you and help you work if that's what you want to do. And so that you can you know, live that American dream. We all want to own homes and have families and be successful, and you can do it. If I did it, you can do it. I promise.
Dana, you're amazing. Thank you so much for sharing your journey. Thanks for joining us on the Echo Lens, where we view assistive tech through the eyes of lived experience. So if today's conversation sparks something in you, share it, rate it, and keep the dialogue going. To learn more about the Beautiful Project or to support our work, you can visit echovisionfoundation.org. Until next time, stay curious, stay connected, and keep seeing with love. Thanks, everybody.